The year is 1978. In Japan, creative movie producers are mastering their monster movie craftsmanship with their titular star Godzilla. The kaiju movie genre is more popular than ever. On the other side of the globe, American kids are waking up to binge-watch Saturday morning cartoons. From Flintstones reruns to a team-up of Scooby-Doo and the Harlem Globetrotters, Hanna-Barbera Productions paves the way for Western animation to thrive. Two massive markets growing on opposite sides of the planet. Two entirely different audiences growing simultaneously. If only there was a way to work together to tap into both audiences at the same time, it could potentially be one of the most memorable pieces of animation ever.
TNT honors one of our own special heroes during an all-day President's Day celebration of Godzilla movies and tunes.
Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky, Godzilla.
Well, at least the theme song was memorable.
Godzilla the cartoon debuted in 1978 expecting to do exactly what I just mentioned. Toho from Japan worked directly with Hanna-Barbera to create the perfect show to cross-promote each other. On one side of the deal, Hanna-Barbera gets a valuable opportunity to expand their animation portfolio. On the other, Toho gets access to millions of Western children who use the cartoon as a gateway to classic kaiju films. Let's not sugarcoat it though, Toho definitely had the upper hand in this exchange. Looking back, it wasn't the smash hit that everybody was hoping for, and I think that both sides are to blame. But before you think I'm just making this essay to trash on the show, I was one of the American kids that Toho hooked with this cartoon. I have a core memory of my mom picking me up from school early one day because it was close to my birthday, and it was a Godzilla marathon on that day. I will never forget the look on my teacher's face when I told her I was going home early to watch cartoons. Cool mom move. So today, let's revisit the nostalgic experiment and just skim through an entire episode, pick on it a little bit, and then talk about why I think many people have just forgotten about it.
He never signed a piece of legislation, nor did he lead troops into battle. But boy, could he get his way! Godzilla!
Creating the show could have been as simple as cherry-picking from decades of existing Godzilla lore, animate the stories and metaphors that have already proven to resonate with their audience, but no. American producers have a fetish for controlling what kids can and can't do, and Japan is really bad at sharing. Traditionally, Godzilla's origin is something like after a nuclear weapons testing, an ancient creature was awakened and mutated and is out for some sort of revenge. His portrayal often explores themes of fear, trauma, and the consequences of humanity's reckless pursuit of power. Godzilla is the slippery slope of nuclear war personified. And come on, that is badass. That's hard to top. But American executives wanted to lighten the nuance and portray Godzilla in a more family-friendly manner, because of course they did.
Now I'm sorry, little Timmy, but it would be unhealthy for you to watch such intense television at your age. Now finish your bowl of crunchy soy-filled corn syrup balls or else you'll be late for school.
Ball pits filled with makeshift spikes covered in human feces claim the lives of nearly a dozen soldiers today, bringing the death toll in Vietnam to 50,000.
Slow news day.
In the cartoon, he's always the hero. His origin was changed to him being some benevolent guardian created by an ancient civilization to protect Earth. He's kind of like Captain Planet 22 years before Captain Planet. In fact, many of the episodes contain underlying messages ranging from environmentalism to protecting endangered species. I think in this scenario it'll be easier to just show you, so I present to you, within the fine lines of YouTube fair use, Episode 1, The Firebird. The very first episode ever opens up with two scientists studying a dormant volcano in Alaska.
This island is solid as a rock.
It was at this moment that he knew.
It's 1978, dude. They don't have time for Tarantino dialogue.
Royale with cheese. Royale with cheese. That's right.
I love the freaking Hanna-Barbera run.
The boat! It's gone!
My whiskey and Sprite, it's gone!
Any ship in the area, we need help!
You're telling me neither of them saw Moltres popping out of that volcano like a cake stripper? So in like the first 2 minutes, we've got a volcanic premise, we've got two damsels in distress, and they wasted no time to tease a lava monster. I can't remember why people don't love this show.
Look, I know you're back here somewhere.
Oh, now I remember. Everybody meet Godzuki, Godzilla's nephew, and the most polarizing decision the Los Angeles studio made. Since it is the same creator as Scooby-Doo, you'll start to see the similarities. Instead of solving mysteries, the team's a bunch of scientific researchers. Their ship, the Calico, is their mystery machine, and Godzuki, well, he's a Scrappy-Doo. I love Godzuki as a kid, but I understand old school Godzilla fans aren't going to tune in every week to watch the wacky adventures of Godzuki. They did this in the Toho universe. Godzilla had his own adopted son named Manila, and he had a full arc of growth that resulted in him using his first atomic breath and making his dad proud. Honestly wholesome. Godzuki, on the other hand, is consistently silly and predictable. Sure, he contributes to solving their problems, but more frequently he's the one causing them. The cartoon would have greatly benefited from his development too. Give him some anime power-ups each episode, like, I don't know, diamond skin or something so he can take all of their abuse. At least he's kind of cute in like an I feel bad for him sort of way. Introducing our Fred and Daphne, Captain Carl and Dr. Quinn. Also there's Brock and Pete, I guess. And Brock has nice triceps. The team gets a whiff of the seismic readings and, hey kids, wake up, second natural disaster in like 3 minutes. What do you think will happen next? A, the entire team dies a traumatic death at sea. B, they throw Godzuki overboard and blame him like they always do. Or C, they'll press a magical button that is never explained which summons Godzilla no matter where they are on the planet to save them instantaneously. I was really hoping it was A, but it is C.
The Calico is safe.
That was easy.
Also, can anyone explain how Godzilla can just stand in the middle of an ocean? Also, where the hell was Godzilla when the Interstellar team needed him?
Brand Doyle, back to the Ranger now.
Even Godzilla treats Godzuki like a redheaded stepchild.
Whatever caused this eruption could cause a chain reaction.
We have to find out what caused it.
And if the stakes aren't high enough, they are heading straight into the recently erupted volcano. I don't get it.
These ancient lava tunnels
I should call her.
might well lead us to the core of the volcano.
Now this is the perfect scenario to defend Godzuki. Even though he's not supposed to be there in the first place, he probably saved Pete's life. It's a reoccurring theme. As much as everybody hates on Godzuki, they probably wouldn't have lasted 3 episodes without him. I like how they finally see the Firebird and they just sound like me seeing a flying cockroach for the first time.
It looks like that thing's got wings.
To be fair, it doesn't look that threatening. It just looks like he's in a lot of pain.
Somebody kill me, please! Somebody kill me, please!
Sorry, I asked.
Next, our avian antagonist finally comes out and Captain Carl chooses violence. Godzilla vs. Bird, round 1. Quick side note for history's sake, the first 21 years of Godzilla films are considered the Showa era, and in those 21 years they cranked out 15 films with multiple different teams of creatives working on them. His looks would change slightly from film to film and all of them were heavily copyrighted. Like maybe a toy company has the rights to the specific pattern of spikes on his back, then the producers own the shade of blue used in his atomic breath. In order to create the show, the animation team went through absolute hell to get the job done, making deals with every single Godzilla license holder in existence. Not an easy job. Japan also had strict rules that Godzilla could not be portrayed as being funny. That's why they kind of dumped all the humor onto Godzuki in the first place. Sure, Godzilla's looks are held back by the animation standards of 1978, but he's also simplified to looking Godzilla enough because they just weren't allowed to. His atomic breath, his size, ladies, his iconic roar. A lot was wrapped up in complicated ownerships, and that's how we ended up with Reptar, King of the No Fun Zone. It's a great joke for the 3 of you who listened to The Devil Wears Prada in 2007.
We'll be right back.
Like I was saying, as the fight with Spicy Big Bird continues, don't expect to see his atomic breath. They give him fire breath. Then they were like, we could be the only people in history to make him shoot laser beams out of his high, and the other guy's like, so they fly off to a frozen tundra where we get the third environmental scene. Just threw global warming into the episode. So naturally, the episode concludes with Godzuki putting his own life in danger. Godzilla has to take a cheap shot to protect him, and then Godzuki accidentally gives Godzilla the idea to just encase the bastard in an underwater cave where he will inevitably drown. Honestly, pretty hardcore. And that's a wrap to episode 1 of the 1978 Godzilla cartoon. What did you think of the show back then, and how do you see it now looking back at it? I loved it as a kid, but I do see how repetitive it gets over time and how formulaic each plot is. Godzuki is given absolutely no respect, and it obviously was targeting a much younger audience. On the plus side, the show is remarkably fast-paced, and there's a range of original monsters over the 2 seasons, from seaweed monsters to my favorite, the time beasts. There's literally no content on YouTube about this show. You can find the theme song, that's about it. And all of my content on Nerdy Bit is rooted in nostalgia. So if you like anything from Hey Arnold to Adam Sandler, please subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and comment below. I respond and read everything. Got nothing else to do. That's it. Do you guys remember Godzilla 1978? Did you grow up with it? Did you watch it on Cartoon Network in the 90s? Let's talk about it. And as always, thanks for watching.